Howdy y'all, Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you. I'm going to quickly share about the gospel account of John. And if you are not familiar with the gospel accounts, there are four sahih, authentic, what they call the four authentic, out of like 17 Christian scholars attribute that it was written in the year 90 or later. So 70 years, around 70 years or so after Jesus, peace be upon him, had already been ascended into heaven by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 70 years passed, and then John, which was supposedly, allegedly a disciple, wrote the Gospel of John. And when I say allegedly or supposedly, I'm not saying it to discredit the Gospel at all. Actually, I think it's probably the most authentic. Actually went through and like marked all these things that actually align to Islam. And there's only like a few man-written things. Literally, the narrator says that Jesus is the Son of God. A'udhu billah. It's not Jesus saying it, it's the person that's writing the narration. And then he went to this, and the Son of God, A'udhu billah, went and said this. So he never actually himself claims that. In the Gospel of John, which came very late, which Islamic scholars take the opportunity to attack it on the fact that Christian scholars admit, I don't even know what's true anymore, admit that it came 100 years or 70 years after Christ. You can look at the Eastern Christian priest on one of my videos and hear him actually say that. He's like, it came on the year 100 or later. So discrediting it, and the Islamic scholars get on it. But there are so many truths in here that align to Islam. I'm just going to take one randomly and read it to you. Jesus said, so the Jews, this is very interesting, subhanAllah, speaking of Son of God and children of God and sons of God and daughters of God, let's hear this. So the Jews, the Israelis at the time of in Palestine, they tell Jesus, we are not illegitimate children. Our father is God himself. This is John 8 verse 40. So the children of Israel at the time, they tell Jesus, peace be upon him, the Messiah, stop messing with us. We're not illegitimates. We're not bastards. We have God as our father. So they're claiming God is their father. So what's the big deal? Like, they're not claiming that he's their biological, and this was not planned. Now you saw this. They're not obviously claiming he's not their biological father, but it seemed to be accustomed, perhaps, that maybe people called God their father back in those days. A'udhu billah, he's father of nobody. Jesus responded to them, if God were your father, you would love me and accept me, for God has sent me here. In other words, I am a messenger of God, subhanAllah. I'm not changing any words at all whatsoever. I have not come on my own, but he that sent me is who's responsible for me. Why is my language not clear to you? Subhanallah. High is Allah above everything they associate with him. Subhanallah 100 times. I don't see how you literally take this, read these verses in the gospel, and then accept the lie that Jesus himself, A'udhu billah, was God. When he literally says, I have not come on my own, but he who sent me is responsible for me. Somebody else, I'm a Rasul, that's basically what he's saying, literally to a precise point. And he literally says, why is my language not clear to you, subhanallah? I was not planning this, not to go like this for sure. Until next time, peace. I leave y'all. Assalamu alaikum.
وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمُ اسْجُدُوا لِلرَّحْمَنِ قَالُوا وَمَا الرَّحْمَنُ أَنَسْجُدُ لِمَا تَأْمُرُنَا وَزَادَهُمْ نُفُورًا